Welcome to Percolating Change, the podcast where we brew better outcomes one sip at a time. I'm Alicia James and we're talking with Sudesh Dahiya. Sudesh is a change director at 437 Consulting, and in the next 10 minutes, Sudesh will cover who covers the bridge between strategy and people, and who does more than just comms and training. So, as is typical in the Percolating Change session, we ask our guests for an opening statement to set the table. Sudesh, what is your one sentence?
Hi, Alicia. So my one sentence is, at its core, I believe that change management is all about people.
Yes.
While we are still delivering the benefits and we are working towards that return of investment, but we are also helping people to move from that old ways of working to new ways without losing the confidence, clarity, and the momentum.
Yes. And that's the tricky one, isn't it? Keeping the momentum going and ensuring that we are all clear on what we're trying to achieve. Now, Sudesh, who is this for?
So this is for our change managers, of course, right? Our project managers, our sponsors, our business leads, our project teams. Actually, anyone who is currently working in transformation, who is leading a transformation, who is going through a transformation. So anyone who is going through a change, this is for them.
Yeah. Excellent. I was reading through your notes. We're really aiming towards the sponsors, change managers, PMs to have to manage the change. Could you give me a couple of short examples of what this might look like in the real world?
So imagine this situation, okay? Imagine a scenario where you are shopping your groceries or online shopping, or imagine this, you're shopping a new dress for your next podcast, which you're going to wear in your next podcast, right? And your checkout just will not work. You need that dress in the next couple of weeks and it's not working. That was the problem I had a few years ago when I was working on a transformation program. So customers were dropping off, sales were not, we were not meeting the targets, basically. The sales team were not meeting the targets. So I led a change transformation program with the marketing, the IT, and the frontline people. And I stress on frontline people because without them, the solution cannot work. So instead of stating, here I am, here you go, there's a new software which is going to resolve all your problems, do I actually know what the problems are? So we asked the teams, and every team, not just the frontline, the marketing, the IT, the frontline, the customer service team, everyone, why it was not working and how do we design a better solution. And a couple of months later, the cart abandonment dropped by 25%. Our sales went up, and the team, they not only adopted the solution, but they were so proud of that solution because they were part of that solution making. They helped to create that solution.
Yeah. It just proves, doesn't it, that people don't want change done to them. They want to be part of that whole building it and co-creating. It's funny, actually, as you were telling that story, I'm going to be a grandmother soon, and my son's partner and my son have got a registry where, you can order the baby's things. And the amount of people that came back to me and said, number one, they couldn't contribute. It's all an online system. They couldn't order what they wanted. I was just horrified. Potentially people are thinking, right, I'm going to order this. And then they've just been put off because they can't even. So I understand that will be extremely frustrating. So, so you managed to swing that around by involving everybody. Not just, select few, but all the various touch points and co-created. That's fantastic.
100%.
I agree with this. So what is one or a couple of things, if you may just have one, but what is one thing that people can do tomorrow to get this upward trajectory looking good?
Okay. And before I answer that question, first of all, congratulations on being the grandmother. So anyone going through the transformation, leading a transformation, is understand that current state and why that change matters to everyone who is impacted and everyone who is leading it. So if a leader is announcing that we are going to go through this change, we still need to understand how that change matters to that leader, not just the people who are impacted, not just the people who are going to adopt the solution, because if that change doesn't matter to the leader, they cannot lead it successfully.
Yeah.
And that means once we've identified that, is having that clearly look at it, what is working, what is not working, how people are feeling about it, before jumping into that solution. So if you can say this is going to work for you, can we understand the pain points of people? Because let's be honest, no solution can cater 100%, it's going to solve 100% of those problems. So it's still going to solve some problems. Some problems are going to go with it. So we need to understand what are we solving and explain to people why it is important to solve those problems at that time. And once you know that pain points and you know the vision of why we want to improve, then every step you take from there on becomes very proactive instead of being reactive. You're connected to people and you empathize with them.
And that's the real world. I really like how you've explained that, actually, Sudesh, because a couple of things, it's understanding how people feel about the actual change. And sometimes I think that bit is omitted. They just look at the technical, the software issues, and they haven't actually gone around and got a holistic view of all the problems or issues, or as you've put it, how people are feeling about the change. Yeah, I agree. So you would have actually, how you addressed it really, you do the 360, you went back, you've asked all those questions, and then you've gone back and sort of said, let's go about this a different way. Let's try.
Yep.
And as you've
100%.
said, you can't give everybody everything. We've got to keep the outcomes in the return on investment in front of mind and tell people realistically where we are. I love that.
Yep. Absolutely.
So what is one challenge we need to watch for in the next 6 to 12 months, do you think, Sudesh?
Oof. That's my favorite, because we are in very interesting times at the moment. Mm-hmm. Remember the industrial, we don't remember, we are too young to remember it, right? Yes. You and me, we don't remember that. Maybe I should have asked my grandfather the industrial revolution when that happened, right? That was a big change in the world. And what we need to look out for in next 6 to 12 or even like in next couple of years is the change fatigue. So everybody is going to roll out multiple initiatives specifically on the digital transformations, because AI is coming in, right? And people can and will feel overwhelmed and disengaged because of that. And the key is that we need to pace through those changes. We need to maintain those clear communications. Now, with AI, which is, it's coming in at a full force, it's like atrocious scale at the moment. Everybody wants to jump on AI. There are a lot of Copilot that's being deployed everywhere. ChatGPT is coming in, DeepSeek is coming in. So there's going to be a really big shift in the skills. And when that shift happens, I can assure you, and you will see it, there's going to be highly emotionally charged situation within the organizations, because a lot of people might lose their jobs. There could be livelihood at stakes and families at stake. That's when people are going to shift into like, okay, what do I do now? That's where they're going to go through that change and learn those new skills. And that's where whenever organizations will talk about we are going on this big transformation journey over next 5 to 10 years, it's going to build that fear in people. And that's where there's no better time for change management to come onto on the front, while we're designing, while we're thinking about it. How do we bring people on the journey? We don't need to let people go. We need to build that capability so that they can go with AI rather than letting them go. They still hold a lot of that knowledge within that organization. They understand the organization and the processes and how they can be transformed into AI.
I agree, because we can't stop it. We have to think of how we can use it. And as you've said, there's a couple of things that stood out for me. People are going to be very fearful of how AI will impact them. But I guess one way of looking at it is, how can we use AI? There's some human qualities that AI can't take away from us. Although AI is quite smart now, there's that critical thinking, the collaboration aspect, empathy. Some will argue that those things are in the making, and that's fine, but we have to be on the front foot, particularly as change managers, looking at how AI can help us support people rather than seeing it as a threat.
Absolutely.
But you're absolutely right. We have to think outside of the box and be creative about how we use AI, and not more haste, less speed. I don't know if your mother ever said that to you, but mine certainly did. More haste, less speed. So, if you galloped along too quickly, not paying attention to the detail, we'll miss some important things. I love that.
You said it.
Thank you.
Yep. 100% on the money with that.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So now that we're coming to the end of our 10-minute little stint, but the other little question we like to ask our guests here are myths that you might like to bust. Are there some myths that you might like to bust?
I have a favorite. I have few, but my favorite is change managers do mostly comms and training.
Yes.
That's the myth I would like to, and it's yet to be busted. A lot of people now are arguing that AI is coming in, so we don't even need change managers for comms, and we don't even need change managers anymore. So I would love to argue with someone, have a debate on that.
Yes, I would love to know who would say we don't need change managers. There are aspects of our work we would like AI to help us with. I'd like AI to help me with a change plan, from the business case or something like that, but we're not replaced yet. It's not interested. But that comms and training, you're so right, because yes, we do comms and training. Of course, it's part and parcel of the whole remit of change management. Comms and training is part of it. It's like saying to the kindy teacher, the kindy teacher, teaches everything, doesn't she? She teaches the sums, the basic English. You don't say to the kindy teacher, do you teach them how to write? Yes, I do. Do you teach them how to read? Yes, I do, because I'm a kindergarten teacher. So it's part and parcel of what I do. And so, yes, comms and training is. But you know what, Sudesh, there's an opportunity there for continued education. Exactly what that means in terms of
I cannot agree more.
Training.
I cannot agree more with you on this one, because when a lot of organizations bring in change managers to write some emails and comms and deliver those training, you know what they're missing? We are delivering training or message to people that have no context of the change, have no real connection to the strategy and the vision of the organization.
Yeah.
And that's where people leave because of the change. They're trying to climb a ladder by skipping those few steps. And then they're expecting that we will not fall. But we are bound to fall. It is setting ourselves for resistance and people for resistance and missed opportunities.
In that
initial phase of that planning and designing of the solution.
I could go on talking about this for ages, but we've come to the end of our session, and that's the whole idea about this percolating change, that we don't keep people here for hours. But that's another discussion, to be honest. That speed, the change manager lands and hurry up, quick, where is it? And that doesn't help anybody, does it? So
no.
So it's been really good having you here today. Thank you so much for joining me, Sudesh. Now, how can people get hold of you?
They can hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, always on LinkedIn. They can visit my website, 437consulting.com.au.
437 Consulting, that's correct. Excellent.
Yep. And or they can send me an email, sudesh.dahiya@437consulting.com.au. And if that's too difficult, then info@437consulting.com.au.
Oh, look, that's fantastic to our viewers. If you have liked this session, there's been a lot of insights shared by Sudesh. If you've liked this session, please do like it, subscribe, and check out the other short episodes that are coming up. Thank you so much, Sudesh. It's been great having you.
Thanks, Alicia. Loved it. Thank you.
Thank you.